Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the World Championship Series America. We're here at Premier League Group G, and as we get ready to move into our lower bracket match, I want to mention again, we just showed you guys a cool little video about TESPA. So that's something we're talking a little bit more about because, you know, the college scene in America for StarCraft is actually pretty cool. If you guys have heard of organizations like the CSL, TESPA is just one of those big growing organizations. They're partnered with Blizzard now. You guys kind of saw in that video. And basically, it's all about giving college students the opportunity to get engaged with their local StarCraft community. And I think it's really cool to give students an opportunity, especially to be able to meet other people with similar interests like them and help push the esports scene in their respective communities.
Yeah, and especially there are a lot of people out there that are very ambitious when it comes to StarCraft. There are a lot of fans out there that say, like, man, I love watching this game and I would really like to do something myself, but I don't really know where to start. Well, reach out to those guys, start your chapter, and try to see if they can help you and make your dreams come true. And perhaps before you know it, you're gonna run a tournament and your favorite player will be able to attend, because that's how Lone Star Clash started out. For instance, you know, Lone Star Clash Invitational #1 was kind of small, but still a lot of good StarCraft 2 players showed up. #2 got big, and #3 suddenly you have Bombers attending, you have Jadong attending. Like, how cool is that? And in the end, that is just the work of a couple of university students, so that is super duper awesome. And of course, you know, yeah, like you said, partnering up with Blizzard helping out with that as well. So if you're ambitious and if you want to throw something together, you should definitely take a look at that. Either way, let's take a look at our bracket, because that's of course very important, as well as we are still casting WCS Group G
baby.
Teja has defeated hendralisk early today. He did drop a map, and then we saw Jigua upsetting HerO. Now, we just keep calling it an upset. Now it's the second time in a row that he has defeated HerO. So if it happens one more time, Nate, then we will not call it an upset anymore. Then we are just going to say that Jigua has lived up to the reputation of being a HerO killer.
He's become a monster.
But of course, it's not there yet. There is always this small chance that Jigua defeats Teja, and then, well, then I think a couple of Team Liquid fans are going to have a heart attack. Then I think some people will faint, and then suddenly, Nate, we're looking at some of the biggest round of 32 elimination matches that we have ever seen. Either way, as you guys know, we're going to do our lower bracket match first. So from this point on, every series matters. Every single series, someone will qualify to the next round and someone will be eliminated.
Yeah, it's all down to the wire now, guys. Every match following, as you said, someone goes forward or somebody goes home. Now this series is going to be, I think, an interesting one because HerO, you know, it was you know, against the Zerg player that he dropped, and certainly hendralisk had to be watching those games.
This is like the craziest hate-love relationship that HerO has ever had with a tournament. He won the very first season of WCS America 2013, and everybody's like, yeah, I'm not too surprised. If you looked at the players that signed up, HerO was one of the guys that could have made it back then. If I think back of the top 8 of 2013 Season 1, you had Revival in that top 8, you had Moonglade in the top 8, you had Ryung in the top 8, I think Snoot was in the top 8, Crank was in the top 8, so Alicia was in the top 8. So yeah, like a lot of good players, and I'm forgetting one, I don't know who the final number 8 was, but you know, HerO winning that tournament was not too upsetting. What is upsetting is that ever since winning that tournament, Season 2, eliminated in the round of 32, Season 3, quarterfinals, eliminated by us.
Yeah.
This year, eliminated in the round of 32, Season 1. Last season, eliminated in the round of 32. And it's not like HerO has fallen off completely, because he's still posting good results in DreamHack, in Intel Extreme Masters. It's just, it's crazy. He started at the top, and now he's here, Nate.
WCS has not been kind to him, to say the least, especially this year. And as crazy as it sounds, I think there's a chance that we could see an upset here. If we needed a tagline, if you guys are like, yo, Nate, how do I hype up WCS America to other people? What's different about this season? This is the season of upsets, or you could say the revenge of the foreign players, because we've had tons of big name Koreans drop series, be eliminated by players who had never even made it to Premier League before.
And now there is a chance that once more we're going to have a foreign player qualify. I believe Huck is already qualified, so we already have our Canadian. Of course, Scarlet is qualified as well. That's 2 Canadians. If hendralisk would be able to qualify today, that would mean 3 Canadians. Now, perhaps we're pushing our luck a little bit there, but it is possible. Henry is a good Zerg, and off the back of some ZVZ, he's been very successful. So if hendralisk would somehow make it past Liquid HerO, and Nate, you already mentioned this, he did just see the game, so he knows that it's possible. He knows that there is perhaps a small weakness in HerO's PvZ. Either way, the series is live. We can just go ahead and hop into the game. And suddenly, Nate, this is a really big best of 3, because if HerO loses, I just don't know that much about StarCraft anymore. I'll give up.
I think a lot of people would be surprised by this result.
If you would have told me in the start of the year that HerO will not make it out of the round of 32 in 3 seasons of WCS America, I would call you a clown.
Yeah, I don't think any. I think there are people that still don't believe it. They think like they tuned in. It's like, oh, my eye is wrong. That's the winner's bracket, right? It's like, no, it's the loser bracket match. It's like, well, things have been tough. This guy, of course, would love to eliminate HerO and move on to the round of 16, joining his Canadian friends in America. Representing Complexity, he is hendralisk.
hendralisk has very solid ZVZ, and his EVP I definitely don't think is bad. Seen him play a couple of good games. hendralisk is one of the guys that understands the game very well, but I guess in very straight up games he is just saying that he's not good enough is mean, but like he won't have the edge over these top-notch Koreans. So hendralisk often tries to find creative ways around that to still go ahead and win. Now, Hawk is one of the Protoss players that definitely had sort of his number over the last few months. But HerO is... what is HerO doing? He's sending out so many probes. He is a scout.
Oh, he's gonna try to hatch block. If he could get a hatchery up, this would actually be pretty sick.
So it actually made a lot of sense that he sent all these probes.
Yeah, he hatched back at his base, but yeah, there was some potential here. He's at least denying it, which is also pretty awesome.
So HerO has scouted it. There is no forge on the map, so HerO can't actually cannon rush or do something about this hatch first.
That is one annoying drone.
Of course, Liquid's HerO is our Protoss, spawning in the right bottom side of the map. Not sure if I actually properly introduced him. Still one of my favorite Protoss players, Nate, even though, you know, he's been overshadowed by a couple of those Pro League monster Protosses that have been entering the scene. Last year it was Deer, with CJ Antis' HerO. Of course, you have the Reigns. You still always have Parting, and you have Zest now as well, just being an absolute monster. There's really no other way to put it. But he's still up there. Liquid HerO is still very, very, very good.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. He's been posting results. You kind of mentioned he had a nice run in DreamHack Summer. I got to see that live. Of course, until he ran into the unstoppable train that was Tasia. But second place isn't that bad, especially when you lose to Tasia. It's like, well...
something that we have mentioned in the start of the broadcast, but perhaps a lot of you guys have missed that part. Liquid HerO is actually in a very dangerous position when it comes to WCS ranking. He's hovering around the 20th spot. So HerO really needs a solid run in this WCS America season. He needs to start really collecting some points. Just the points from making it to the round of 32, Nate, is not going to cut it. HerO needs more points than that if he wants to make a reappearance at BlizzCon.
I love how much weight this season has for all the players that are on the line, right? You look at players like Bomber, who is about to play, I think, in tomorrow's final group of WCS Premier. And if, like, you imagine a scenario where HerO gets out of this group, makes a top 8 run, gets close, maybe makes it to the finals, Bomber gets knocked out in round of 32, he could end up trading places with HerO. And, you know, it's of course a hypothetical scenario, but these are very real possibilities.
Yep, because of course last season, you know, all that you needed, even a player like PigBaby, Nate, I believe PigBaby right now is at seed number 16 or 17, something like that. Snoot is at 17 or 18, so how exciting is it going to be watching Snoot compete in WCS Europe? All this stuff is really cool, because there is still a very realistic chance that we will have a foreigner at BlizzCon this year as well. Of course we had one last year. Good old Nani. Shout out to Nani.
I would love to see Snoot make it out to BlizzCon.
Maybe we can get lucky. Maybe we can get Snoot and Vortex. Maybe Bunny can win. If Bunny just has one hell of a run.
Bunny very recently started playing like a monster too, man.
Yep. If one of those 3 guys goes very far in Europe, which we all know that they're capable of doing so, it is possible. Anyways, we're going to talk about this game. We see a Stargate on the way once more. Now, HerO in general doesn't really care about hiding his Stargates, which I always think is a little bit interesting, but just drops it on part of his wall. Doesn't bother him at all. The Overlord will see it. HerO's like, alright, I know that you know, and I don't care. I'm gonna open up with an Oracle. I'm gonna force you to make a few Spore Crawlers. Hendralisk, this must feel nice, Nate, you know? Freedom to drone. Freedom is good.
Freedom is great, Rotterdam.
How much freedom do you have, Nate?
Quite a bit, until Well, I guess I'm at work. Don't have the freedom to get up and dance. Not right now.
2 more gateways being warped in the back of HerO's base. I'm not expecting HerO to go for a crazy gateway all in. That would just really shock me, because then I just feel that HerO has lost his mind. I think HerO will go up to 3 bases. I don't think it's going to be double Stargate play again. I think this time, Nate, it's just a Robo and a Twilight behind this. He is getting the safety Void Ray.
Yeah, I like this. I like the safety Void Ray. +1 attack is on the way. These fast third base builds are so cool.
Wow, no Spore yet. hendralisk.
Yeah.
Oh, come on,
the queen
Henry.
positioning is still pretty good. Oh, this...
No, I don't like this.
Without his shields? Is he... Oh, yeah, it's an Oracle. Never mind. He's still going to get kills.
That's a little bit stubborn by hendralisk. He had a solid 2 minutes to prepare for that Oracle, and then in the end the Oracle is still getting quite some work done.
Yeah. More drones in the main. That's actually not too bad. Five kills considering, I think, was okay.
Yeah, no, I would sign like Nate. I hide the hell out of my oracles, and I get 2 kills. HerO drops an oracle in playing the day side, and he still gets 5 kills. Don't really understand how that's possible, but all right.
Yeah. And now the Void Ray is gonna go out, try to clean things up. Kills a Zergling.
You see that leash range on the Void Ray now?
That leash range, man.
Good SimCity over here by HerO, who's indeed going up to 3 bases, getting the cannon, getting a few more gateways. He has not shown us his real tag yet, but I'm still expecting Twilight and a robotics facility to go down in the near future. This map, you know, especially being a lot smaller, I just don't have a triple Stargate feeling of this map. Then we do see the robot facility being wrapped in as well, so this makes a lot more sense.
I like it a lot. I think hendralisk especially is the kind of player that likes his Hydraling play.
Yeah. I think he's gonna go all out on Hydraling, and then he still has a chance though.
He attends the same school with Suppy and Scarlet. They all go learn about Hydralisks.
Yep, Skype Zerg Chat 101 for North American pros.
So yeah, I want to apply to be a one of the best NA Zergs. Like, well, show us your Hydra builds, man.
You're gonna have to graduate from Hydra school. Oh, Nidus network going down as well, but where is it? Here? All right.
Natural.
Okay, so Hydra Ling, Nate, I really think it can work. He's also getting a +1 armor. So that's gonna help out a lot, you know, if he warps in or
so
if
look at where the vision of hendralisk is outside of his base. He's got the Overlord near the main. There's full.
No, he can't do it in the main. If he does it in the main, then here and it works. HerO's actually just gonna like rip it apart. He will be so mad.
Yeah, that would actually tilt him.
Look at all these queens. Do you think this is a tell? It's like, hey, what the hell is this? Why do you have 6 queens?
I mean, you saw Stargate units, but I can see where you're going with this.
I'd be
6 queens out front is yeah. There's a total of 10 queens on the map. Yeah. Like, let's get real here.
Exactly. Oh, Observer is so close to the Nidus, but he doesn't know it yet.
The thing is, he wants to put his queens in that Nidus, but he can't.
Okay, right now it's only 11 Hydralisks. That's not scary, though. You need way more than that.
He's going to see these queens going to the Nidus network.
Yep. 17. Here is the Nidus network. Here are all the Hydralisks. Is HerO actually going to counterattack? No, HerO, you have to be very careful. You have to think very, very good about your next few moves, because now BlizzCon, Nate, is actually on the line pretty much for HerO.
Yep, these queens, man, they're marching up top. That Warp Prism's going to fly right into them. Needs to back off. Photon overcharges activated, though.
The Hendralisk needs a few more Hydralisk. He has 17 now. Imagine if he has the 6 that are on the way. But, of course, this Colossus, if there's ever been a game changer, this Colossus will be 10 times as useful as Jason the Immortal was in the last game.
Yeah, I agree.
That storyline has ended, like people on Team Liquid have said. It was a good one-day strategy.
Yeah.
It was fun until it lasted.
He hasn't actually been able to break the 3rd base yet of HerO, though. He picked off a gateway, but as long as it's mining that minerals are going to be used for some sweet warp-ins. Force fields off a couple of the queens, not too shabby. Lots of these Hydralisks simply don't have the range to get up to them, and now that Colossus is out.
Colossus doesn't have range yet, so that's the only thing. Hendralisk has 21 Hydralisk on the map, 22, but I don't see them. This really doesn't look like 22 Hydras to me.
Yeah, I like this. He's focusing on the Nexus itself. I think that's a really important pickup. He might not be able to get out of here,
If he gets the Colossus, I agree with you.
Oh, that Colossus is really exposed.
Man, those queens are actually holding their own on the top side, while these Hydras are doing a lot of work on the south side. Good force field, just killed the Python, I'd say, Hendralisk. He's still up a little bit in supply, but Thermal Lance is getting closer and closer and closer to finishing up. Oh, look at all these pros.
Blinks forward.
Blink is ready as well.
I like that this drone tries to start a 4th base for 5th base for Hendralisk.
Hendralisk is gonna send more units through the Nidus network. He really wants to make this work, but I think it's too late. I think it's time to go home.
Yeah, there's a warp prism waiting for him too.
So how do we look at this now, Nate? 66 drones against 63 workers.
That's just how weird oracles look when they're revealing and attacking. Using both abilities.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's like a Super Saiyan oracle.
Yeah, he's like, Wah!
Well, then the game lasts like 5 hours before it actually kills anything.
That should be a passive. If Oracle is using Pulsar Beam while also using Envision, Pulsar Beam is now 3 times as strong. You see Oracles go nuts on Colossus and stuff.
In that case, then the Terran tiers would flood the internet to the point where it wouldn't even work anymore.
Actually, Pulsar Beam does now area of effect damage. Just drizzles from the sky. That would be amazing. Like,
so HerO wants to push up into hendralisk's 4th.
Hendralisk has a lot of units. He just doesn't have anything that's good against Colossus. Gets
that
the Void Ray.
Snipe.
If he now gets the Warp Prism too.
Are there enough force fields to do this? Oh, he cancels the hatch. I think the hatch was actually going to block him more than help him.
Oh, good force was there. If HerO loses one of the Colossus, he's going to be in trouble. It's a lot of Hydralisk though. Good pre-spread over here by Hendralisk, but HerO is still making very, very good use of his superior army. Despite being down in numbers, he knows that his army is stronger if he does it well, and that's exactly what he's doing so far, Nate.
Yeah. Starts that 4th base up on the right side again, but there's still that Warp Prism on the map, and I love this Warp Prism. Hey, Protoss without a Warp Prism, it feels like there's so little you can do against a Zerg player with such a much more quick army.
41 Hydralisk, like that's awesome and stuff, but I think the only way he's gonna max out on Hydra Link Corruptor. It's like a liquid Xenio unit composition of Into Extreme Masters Kiev. I think that's pretty much his only choice.
Yeah, man. I'm getting flashbacks to one of my favorite custom maps in Brood Wars. Use 20k Hydralisks. You just fight endless wave of only Hydras.
He's getting an Infestation Pit now. A little bit shocked. No, okay, he's gonna try to turn this into a Hive game, I guess, with another Evolution Chamber as well. But then I kind of feel that if you're on 41 Hydralisk, Nate, you don't really leave yourself a whole lot of options. Like, of course, getting a Viper or 2 is awesome, but I also feel if he goes up to Vipers, he's going to give HerO so much time that HerO is going to get Storm as well. And these 41 Hydralisk are eventually going to die like hell. Meanwhile, we have a couple of Zealots going Rambo on this hatchery on the right-hand side of the map. At the same time, a couple of Zealots working on drones over here as well. 3rd base. Yeah,
nice little bit of harass from HerO while he breaks on the rocks. The Warp Prism's in the main base. He's doing even more damage here, and suddenly he's trying to make some really big plays on Hendralisk, and he might be able to force this army into an awkward position. The Hydras, man, if he force fields the main base ramp, so much of that army is actually stuck up there.
Yeah, this hatchery is going to die as well. The easiest pickup ever for HerO. Of course, he lost a lot of minerals in the process doing so because he sacrificed Zealots left and right, but completely worth it. He took down 10, 11 drones, and he took out 1 hatchery. Did a lot of damage to the other hatchery. Overall, all good news for Liquid HerO. What's the corrupted count like? 9 against 4 Colossus. That's not enough. Yeah, it's really tricky for Hendralisk because he's just stuck with such a, in a weird way to say it, bad army. You know, like the Hydralisk were fantastic for Giga and Overgrowth, but it was just a completely different ballgame than what this is against a passive Protoss with 5 Colossus, well upgraded units as well, and above all, he's going to have Storm soon. I'm just really worried about the quality of Hendralisk's army.
Yeah, it's just an army that for HerO, as you get closer to max out, is just way better. Hydras just have such low hit points, man. They die so fast to everything in this army. Like, the Corruptors are nice, sure, but the Storms are gonna destroy this Hydralisk force.
Like, the only way that Hendralisk can win the fight is if, like, the Colossus are in a very awkward position where Corruptors can get a lot of free shots off on the Colossus, and maybe, like, 2 Colossus die before HerO kills anything. Now, that's, of course, a very unlikely scenario, but it has happened to me, Nate. That's why I bring it up.
He could fungal him on these rocks and then break the rocks down on the army.
Yes, Nate, that could work, too, but he needs Infestus for it.
Make a miracle.
That would actually be, like, just, oh.
It's like, can you please just stand over there? It's like, what? Don't worry, I'm taking a picture, man. It's okay.
Yeah.
Just don't watch like break these rocks down.
Hold it, baby, just like that, because I need a picture. Because ain't nobody gonna believe
that I beat a Protoss.
that I crushed this Protoss army with rocks.
Oh, he's positioning himself. Wow, that one Colossus. He's like, guys.
He heard us sing. He's like, yeah. I got moves too. 148 army supply. That is definitely an intimidating number, but once more, like a solid 100. 98 of it is actually...
How do you feel about the Colossi hitting the mineral line from up here? This is so frustrating. There's nothing. That cliff, that ramp area is so tight. Like you can't really attack into this.
Vipers, Nate.
Vipers, yeah, they're good. They're good too. He doesn't even have a hive. Fleet beacon, double Stargate being added.
Yeah, I think HerO is like worried now about the bank of hendralisk. Oh, Mothership Core died.
Mothership Core, good
See,
choice.
like this is sort of one of those fights where he gets well, the hydralisk came a little close, so he just lost like 9 hydralisk in a single volley. Okay, this is really good. This is exactly what the corruptors need. The storm, of course, is going to do a lot of damage, but
couldn't actually kill one though.
No, I mean the armor is sick as well. What are the upgrades? 0-0 on the corruptors. The Colossus are on +2 armor. It's like, well, there you kind of have it, right?
Yeah, if you didn't have that armor upgrade, you certainly would have lost that Colossus.
He would have maybe even lost 2 by now.
He just taps out. Yeah. He just doesn't. He knows he doesn't have enough.
Above all, he knows that the quality of his army was just not good enough. Like when Nate and me are talking about it, and like you look at a game, 180 supply versus 180 supply. There are some people out there who always like make the game exciting, tell us like that it's really close, but we'd just be lying to you guys because the army that hendralisk had, that was an army that is very strong in a certain phase in the game. But you know, if the Protoss gets time, if the Protoss gets ready to get its upgrades, if you have 98 army supply stuck in hydralisk against a Protoss player that's on 2/2 Colossus and has storms as well, it's just like, yeah, you can fight, but everything is going to melt like ice cream in the Sahara Desert.
I would imagine that melts pretty quickly.
Yes, I think so too. I've never been to the Sahara Desert. I tried the Arizona Desert. No. It's really hot.
Deserts are generally really warm places.
Some deserts... It's weird how that works.
But when you go to the desert in the night, then you're wishing you brought your Snuggie with you.
I've had some cold nights in Vegas. Inside. All right, game number 2 is going to be played on Overgrowth. As HerO was definitely in a tiny bit of trouble at a certain point. I like the idea of hendralisk, but again, I feel that maybe he revealed his hand a tiny bit too early. Like the 11 Hydras that popped out first, like you can't fight gateway units with 11 hydralisk because force fields go down. If he waits 30 seconds and he runs in with 17 hydralisk, then I think that he can maybe just almost ignore the force fields and just go for it and fight before that first Colossus, that bully.
Before that Colossus, if you can get past the force fields, as long as those force fields don't completely wreck your face, his army wins. I think 9 out of 10 times before the Colossus comes out, because Hydras they destroy gateway units.
And if you have a lot of hydralisk, then it almost doesn't matter sometimes how good the force fields are. If the Protoss doesn't have blink, he's still going to lose units.
All you really need are enough hydralisks to be able to kill an initial wave of zealots if you get force fielded onto them. So that's I can see where you're going with, like, you want to have a certain number of them.
Yeah, and I felt the 11 Hydras that popped out of the Nidus network was just not good enough. And maybe he should have just really rolled the dice, throw the Nidus down in the main, like. If you go for a build like this, you kind of know that the majority of the time you're going to have to kill the Protoss, because if you don't...
Yeah, that's that. I'd agree with that. But his Overlord was in a weird spot, too. He would have had to make it into an Overseer, then he'd have to move it towards the top side, and then HerO sees an Overseer. He's like, what are you doing over there?
Yeah. And of course, like, HerO dropped the Envision as well, and he's like, so... You have 8 queens dropping creep tumors at a potential 4th base.
I love it. It's like he's got all these queens here, and Hendra's like, well, I know he can see my queens. If I go to the Nidus, it'll reveal the Nidus. So I just got to stand. It's like act natural. It's like, we're just spreading creep, just a couple of queens. It's totally standard to have 6 queens out on the map, but
act natural, guys. Act natural.
Act natural.
The most wise words spoken of all time. All right, it seems like HerO is ready. Go, HerO. Hendralisk has HerO joined the lobby a little bit later. Just want to make sure both players are still ready. Then we can go ahead. This is the 3rd series of the day. If you just joined us, after this, we are going to look at an awesome PvZ between Tasia and Jigua. Jigua, the Chinese Zerg player, has defeated HerO for the 2nd time in WCS America this year. But for now, Hendralisk is trying to go for the comeback and make it to the round of 16 himself for the first time this year, or in his career as well. Both works at the same time. Of course, wouldn't work for HerO, but would work for Hendralisk. However, Hendralisk has already had a pretty successful WCS year, in my opinion. You know, he's one of those guys that if you play a lot of North American ladder, you know Henry is good. Yeah. If you are active in the Canadian scene, you know Henry is good. But I think a lot of people out there were perhaps not that familiar with him. But after defeating Scarlet and after defeating Soppy in Challenger, then you make a name for yourself.
Yeah, Hendralisk was one of those guys that we've known was good for a while, but just didn't quite get that, I think, probably the recognition that he deserved. But he earned it for sure with his victories, with his tournament results, and He's one of those guys that when you look, especially towards Legacy of the Void, he's just going to keep going up and up and up.
I think so as well, but for now he has a very, very difficult task ahead of himself. He's going to have to win 2 maps against that Protoss player, but of course we are talking about complexities. hendralisk. I didn't want to give the name of a Protoss because I have to introduce him after this, Nate, and if I just talk about him, it's just kind of, it's a little counterproductive.
Don't worry. I mean, it's not like you don't. There's other ways to describe him without using his name. You could just call him like the Protoss hero or something like that. You know?
The Protoss hero. Really, Nate? I don't know, Nate. Over here on the right top side of the map, Overgrove, of course, we have Liquid's very own HerO. As I read, Protoss drop the Python on the low ground. Might get a 13th Forge down over here, Nate.
Oh, yeah.
HerO. We said he's not that type of Protoss. He's been tweeting Wiedemans in the break, or Galzi.
He's like, where is the best place to cannon rush on this map?
Do you think that any of these Koreans are aware of the legacy of some of the European and North American cannon rushes?
I think Galzi got enough attention when he was doing it, and the fact that he made Grandmaster on Europe after they removed low ground power from pylons, like you have to respect a cannon rusher like that. I'm sure that some of the weird positions have been seen and abused by some Koreans. You know, you don't get that much success with like a strategy that shouldn't work without people noticing.
That's true. Well, HerO spots this. HerO is like, all right, hatch first. Okay, that's kind of what I was doing. Now hendralisk is like, is he tricking me or is this for real? This is HerO. HerO is not really a cannon rusher. Even Nathanius told me on a WCS broadcast, and Nathanius never lies, that HerO is not your cannon rushing type of guy.
I mean, I say you do anything. Oh. I didn't say he wouldn't cannon rush. Oh, look at that. He's not going to cannon rush.
But he let the pilot finish up.
Well, he wants to. Maybe he was hoping
this
for more.
This is really funny because, like, hendralisk scouts
is now. He's like, sees this force.
And he's like, it's real.
And he sees the Nexus and he's like,
oh, it's not real.
Oh, it's real again.
What? It came back to life. The reincarnation.
The cannon rush is real.
The Illuminati of the cannon rush. What?
Well, he can fit 3 drones in that cannon, so it shouldn't be able to finish, right?
Doesn't HerO know that this is only supposed to work against double hatch before pool?
I don't know, Kev. One of the cannons in the center might actually finish.
Yeah, but like that cannon can get attacked by like 7 units at once. There are 12 Zerglings on the way as well. Is HerO gonna let the cannons finish? No, he cancels the first one. But you're right, one of these cannons is gonna finish. But one cannon shouldn't, well, I don't know.
As someone who occasionally plays Zerg on ladder, well, even one cannon will make me hate my life.
Oh, he's gonna protect this cannon, isn't he? HerO, you cheeky.
I actually like this. This probe is seriously reducing.
Yeah, this probe is so annoying because it reduces the surface area.
Yeah, it might not seem like this probe is actually going to kill any Zerglings, but it's actually doing a really good job of holding the Zerglings away from the photon cannon.
But he should have actually been attacking, because I think if a probe attacks a Zergling once, you reduce the shots that a Zergling takes to die by 1.
No, I think it always takes 2 shots to kill a Zergling.
There's some weird method.
I mean, a cannon does 20 damage, and Zerglings have 35 hit points, so I think the probe would probably need to hit 4 times because of regeneration.
Probably has to do with like drones, if you attack a drone twice.
Yeah, if you attack a drone, that's true. It takes 3 cannon shots to kill a drone unless your probe pokes it.
I'm confused.
It's all good.
There we go. Alrighty, so in the end, this is an okay-ish scenario, I'd say, for hendralisk. He didn't take that much damage. He did, of course, make a lot of Zerglings, so it's going to slow his economy down. Maybe HerO has done the map. HerO, you need a wall off. If all these Zerglings run by, this is really frustrating, Nate.
Yeah, this is... Well, okay, I don't like the probe pull.
Yeah. I don't like that hendralisk went via the right side. I wanted to see him go via the left side. Because then he would have saved the life of at least 1 more Zergling, maybe even 2.
Yeah, it's... These guys are really sacrificing themselves for the swarm here on this one.
Yeah, but that's okay-ish, as long as, like, if you have 6 Zerglings, you can do so much more work than with just 4. And now the Mothership Core is out, so the clock is ticking for these Zerglings to pick up a worker or 2 and be somehow worth their investment. And a little bit of mining time being lost, so this is still already has been worth it. Like, this is better than having 12 slow Zerglings sitting in the middle of the map. Above all, this also tilts a Protoss player.
Yeah. I mean, if these Zerglings were in Litod's base, he would have already GG'd.
If these Zerglings were in Litod's base, then it would have been my fault.
C'est gritty.
C'est gritty. This desk is so big. Like, why would you give me such a big
I couldn't move my mouse to stop the Zerglings.
Why are you looking at me every single time you open the door? Like, no, I have Zerglings in my base again. It's like, well, I'm sorry, Johan. I'm sorry for breathing.
Layer on the way for hendralisk?
Like, well, why are you here? It's like, Johan, you're sitting in my living room. This happens. Like, okay. I'm still mad about it.
+1 attack is coming in for HerO as well. He's taking a... Would you say this is a quick third base? I'd say it's reasonably quick.
Yes, I definitely agree with you there, Nate. Especially because let's not forget about those early shenanigans that have slowed things down a little bit. So getting a Nexus at the 7-minute mark, getting your SimCity done by the 8-minute mark, that is reasonable quick. And anything else other than a Twilight and a Robo at the same time would be very, very shocking. Like, you kind of need a Twilight console, you kind of need a robotics facility for some observers. Maybe an Immortal or two. Hey, hendralisk is still on 2 bases. Duh.
Yeah.
The Nidus Swarmos.
No, he's not gonna Nidus.
He's gonna Nidus Swarmos.
Okay. Is this gonna be like the full TLO build from Belgium? Look at these queens. He's giving us a show. Look at it go.
I'm not
on the dance floor.
I think they just want to have fun.
Yeah.
Some queens. I don't know. I can't sing. My voice is not ready to sing yet. Anyways, WCS scout goes down. hendralisk like, cool, 3 bases. That works well if I want to go for a 2-base all-in. I think it's gonna be Swarmos Nidus.
Roddy, it's happening.
Yeah, but this Phoenix needs to. If this Phoenix sees it, Queens, we need you. Okay, but anyway, HerO sees like, hey, you're 2-base. Why are you 2-base, bro? Man, with this build of HerO, he's actually gonna have Colossus very late. Like, I have died against this so many times because I really struggle in dealing with this. And I would like to tell the people at home what I think the best way for HerO to deal with this is. But I actually think this is really difficult because I just always play defensively. That hallucinated Phoenix Scout got very close to...
You saw it, but he didn't get a chance to click on it. He
saw Hive.
Ah.
Could be. Oh, and he cancelled Hive. I actually think Hive is not bad because eventually you do want to get Vipers to abduct the Colossus, but hey, there's no rush. Okay, so HerO's gonna attack. I guess this is one of those best defenses offense scenarios. How many spines do we have? Only a single one. Nidus network is going down. Okay, so now hendralisk has to be very careful about how many Swarmos he wants to attack with and what he wants to leave behind to defend. Good scouting by HerO. HerO is really on top of what's going on. He knows that this is gonna happen. This is good. hendralisk is gonna be able to siege this base for days. What? He's gonna siege these bases for days. There we go. But he is also gonna have to worry about his natural nade. He needs units.
I don't know how he defends. I mean, gateway units are actually not that great versus Swarmhouse.
They're horrible. They're absolutely atrocious.
Well, there's no observer, so he can't actually kill this.
He needs a few more. Like, if hendralisk would have 5 Swarmhouse over here, I'd be fine. If it was 4, I'd be okay. 3 is gonna get dicey, but I think he can do it.
Yeah, I mean, with so many queens and these Swarmhouse, what is he really trying to accomplish?
He can transfuse this hatchery for days. I actually think this is starting really good for... Oh, the Mothership Core dies, Nate. The Mothership Core has died. I think HerO is in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, this is not good. Not good at all. Now these swarm hosts...
And now he can just go back to the Nidus.
These bad boys are going to make HerO's life a living hell.
Yeah, like, I've been in the position so many times and I've always died.
Oh,
HerO's
he snipes the Nidus!
Transfuse for days!
Transfuse, baby!
Oh, okay. Misses the second
and starts another one. It's all good. He's got the insurance policy on that one.
Yeah. Better insurance than I have on my car. Those guys wrecked me.
These guys are coming up from behind, and the Locust Waves are not here to actually fight against this just yet, but the next Nidus finishing up is going to make things a little bit easier. More transfuses, more swarm hosts.
Like, I really don't think that HerO can win this game anymore. He picks up a lot of queens, but all of these swarm hosts are still burrowed. All of these swarm hosts are still alive. HerO has lost a lot of sentries. He's trying to buy time for his Colossus.
I mean, HerO does have a sick economy to pump into gateway units at the moment. Like, he's got 3 mining bases, but the swarm hosts,
they're
pretty cheap.
I really like that hendralisk left a couple of swarm hosts defensively. HerO is going to try to attack once more. Okay, HerO is obviously like so much better than I am, so there's always a chance that he still buys enough time for himself to win, but I have literally never won from this position. When this happened and my first engagement on the swarm host have failed, I am dead.
I can't say this happens to me terribly often, so
There was this Zerg player who kept sniping me when I was streaming a lot, and he did this every single time. And even when I knew it was coming, I still died.
That would be enough to make me not want to play.
No, that actually made me fire up Robot Unicorn Attack and just like listen to that beautiful song always. I want to be with you. This is a really good counter by HerO. Sniping this hatchery is actually really important.
He's killing the natural of HerO, and HerO's just going to rotate and take that top left base.
So HerO's going to lose Cyber Core. The thing is, though, I really want to still see a Hive, Nate, because eventually hendralisk is going to have to kill Colossus. I mean, I guess if the Swarmos count goes high enough, he can kill the Colossus too, but after losing the natural is a pretty big deal. Because this is going to slow hendralisk's economy down by a lot, and this also makes it so much harder. So once more, it shows that it can be very true that the best defense is sometimes offense. However, there's still a lot of Swarmos.
I don't know what to make of this game anymore, man. The mobility of these stalkers, I think, is like it's almost impossible to overstate how important this is right now. He really needs to keep these stalkers active and alive as much as possible.
Okay.
Good snipe. He certainly can't afford to keep rebuilding Nidus Worms, that's for sure.
He lost 2 stalkers there, though.
Obviously, I guess his money income is now really low too.
Yeah, like the HerO is not that rich. Once upon a time, HerO was a rich Protoss, but on this moment, he's not all that rich anymore. New Nidus network is going down. I actually don't think that's really necessary. There's a lot of lag. One of the observers of our foreign streams is causing a little bit of latency. If the Robo Bay dies, oh my god, these locusts are getting closer and closer to the Robo Bay. I guess it will live. Unless both pylons die, now there's a backup pylon. It's a tasteless pylon. It's a good tasteless pylon.
It's quite nice to have. These stalkers actually come up and get caught over here.
How many Colossus are we looking at?
2. He's got a third one on the way.
2 Colossus is...
They do not have...
Oh, he knows the Swarm. Oh, okay, he's gonna kill the first set of Swarmos.
That's one way to kill Swarmos.
Yep. Careful though. Locust getting close, HerO. You're gonna have to run. Run.
Run like the wind.
Run like forest. Alright, so HerO did a very good job in taking this base. Does Henry really not know about this base? I thought he saw the probes like mining from here and being sent to the left top side. He should sort of know. I think hendralisk doesn't know about this base in the left top side.
No.
But
that complicates things.
Yep. I think for now he's just occupied with like securing his natural once more. HerO has a lot of blink stalkers.
Escape.
How many Swarmos do we have over here, Nate? I think hendralisk is okay over here, especially with the queens. HerO's losing a lot of gateway units.
With these spines and transfuses as well.
Yep. This was a really important push for HerO, because if he kills his hatchery again, then I definitely believe in his chances again. But now he wasn't able to kill it and actually lost a lot of gateway units. And once again, HerO is not the rich Protoss he was once upon a time. Actually only mining 600 minerals a minute.
He's going for the gold base now too.
But I mean, that gold base is... It's hard for Henry not to scout bases real soon. It's like, any base you're going to scout, Henry, there's going to be a HerO base.
This game's been pretty weird, Kev. It's coming up the spine. Transfuses are been good so far. No more energy though, so we'll go down. But now the next wave of Locust is ready.
Okay, Warp Prism is out for HerO, so that's going to allow him to be even more annoying. Maybe transfer a couple of these probes. Very smart play. And once again, he's going to get a couple of Swarmos. Seems like hendralisk is the Swarmos donating big rolling Zerg player. Friendly, smiley, silent.
Yeah, this Overseer gets pushed back, so he's going to see this Nexus finishing at the gold base, and I think suddenly a big target pops up. Because all these probes that just got ferried out by the Warp Prism might be heading in there.
Yeah, this is...
I mean, I guess you kill the rocks and you're already sieging the gold base.
I know, like, it's really hard for hendralisk not to... Okay, he did see it, like you said. It would be very hard for him not to find the bases soon. Be careful there, HerO. HerO's on move command. It's gonna lose 2-3 stalkers immediately. Swarmos so much DPS. Of course, HerO just wants to use the mobility and try to pick off a Swarmos or 2. If HerO wins this, then it was really an excellent display of skill. He actually got out quite a few Colossus in his main. It's really impressive how HerO has just like not died.
Now Locusts are killing all the probes in that gold base too. He really needs all the money he can get from this gold base.
HerO's gonna try to break out. Alright, he's doing it. It's 4 Colossus. Like, this is actually an army of HerO. The hendralisk has 109 supply, but I guess a lot of it is defensive. It doesn't really look like his army is 109 supply. Let's be careful. The Nidus network has died, so all of these Swarmos on this side of the map, they're gonna have to send Locust Wave for days. Alright, New Nidus network is going down. There is an observer. The first Swarmos are dying.
Yeah, there's nowhere to run. He doesn't have an Overseer to help kill this observer either. I mean, he's pushing this back, but with 4 Colossi, the range,
soon though,
sure.
I feel that HerO's getting closer and closer to the Swarmos, and that's why he's going to go for a forward blink. 2 Swarmos have died, 3, 4. That's really good. Now you can use the Colossus again to clean up the Locust. hendralisk is going to have to abandon this mission and is surprisingly still unaware of this base in the left top side of the map.
That base was the game saver right there for HerO. If he doesn't have those two simulators running, I think he's dead a long time ago.
Exactly, he's super dead. Oh, Locust getting close to sentries. One. No.
The sentries are faster than the Locusts as long as they're not on creep.
So close. That Locust did have a dream.
He had a dream. Is that the Warp Prism in the main base now too for HerO? Okay.
But there's still a lot of... So hendralisk has 110 army supply, but I feel
that army is not relocated. There's nothing to defend at the main right now. Just a couple spines.
Oh, and Fortress could actually just go down to the ramp. And that means no Locust dwindling down from this ramp either. Drones! A couple of them get zoned out.
Not bad. I think hendralisk is officially broke now because his main base is mined out.
Oh my god, Liquid HerO has actually just bought time for himself left and right, and has not died against it. I have no idea how he did this, Nate. Oh, don't mess up the force fields though!
There's a lot of Locusts that want to party.
Yeah. Look, this actually looks gross. Oh, just streaming down like a bunch of ants. But like you said, hendralisk does not have enough money for a new mineral or for a new base. There are only 10 minerals remaining, so you just made a Nidus network. You're so broke. Yeah.
So many Niduses.
Oh my god! And now these Swarmos are in so much trouble. Okay, wait. Doesn't it cost money to throw down these Nidus worms, Nate?
It's supposed to cost a lot.
So where's he getting the money from?
What am I last pennies. He spent his last pennies on that Nidus.
Alright, well, he has quite a few Swarmos. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough, though. The force fields are good. HerO is killing a lot of the real Swarmos, not just Locusts, but he's actually killing Swarmos. The next Locust wave is going to be a painful one for hendralisk. He's losing everything. HerO is actually going to win this game. That is so insane. That's really, really impressive.
With how crazily this game started, man, this game has actually just been nuts from start to finish.
Wow.
I'm impressed, man. I thought HerO was dead. That top left base. hendralisk, never at any point in this game did he see that base, huh?
Super impressive. I mean, there's still 11 Swarmos, but hendralisk still does not know about this base. In
he
the
has
left
vision
top
of one pylon. But even that, I don't know if that would have told him.
I mean, is he actually gonna... He has money for an hatchery again.
He wants to believe in the power of the Swarm.
Ooh, DTs. But, I mean, there is an Overseer. Right? Yes, we have an Overseer. We have one. Where is he? Oh, he's over here. You big-eyed Overseer. Man, what a crazy game. So well done by HerO. Best defense is offense. One of the biggest cliches in StarCraft 2, but it's so true as well for this game. If HerO would have just sat back and tried to defend against Locust Wave after Locust Wave and tried to defend all bases, he would have been so dead. He sacrificed this one, and of course, like you said, Nate, if hendralisk just researches Zergling speed in a certain phase in the game, and he sends 10 Zerglings to this left top side of the map, he wins. Like, there's just no way that HerO can get money to pump out 4 Colossus and still be aggressive with Blink Stalkers and all this, all the good things in life.
Sick game. hendralisk is like, well, I know that this is an elimination match. I know that if I lose this single map, I'm out. So he's gonna fight as long and hard as he can.
Yeah, with long distance mining, he has gathered enough minerals to actually re-establish this hatchery. So he's not officially dead yet. He actually still has a very reasonable chance, especially because HerO is not that rich. If he loses the base one more time, that's where things get painful. Man, imagine if hendralisk would have just never cancelled that hive, Nate, and he would have had like 1 or 2 Vipers, then every abduct would have been a dead Colossus, and I really think he would have had this game.
Yeah.
So now we have Dark Templars being warped in. I'm not sure where.
In the Warp Prism, probably? No? Oh, okay.
Left top side of the map. There is an Overseer. Wait, did it just die? Oh, no, we have 2. They're both in it. Okay, this is going to be the most anticlimactic Dark Templar run by of all time.
Yeah, he's coming in, and
I wonder if he sees
he's gonna blink the Stalkers into the main base. I do like this play.
If he kills both Overseers, that would be good. Surprise. 1 Locust and a couple of Queens are enough to push this, the Stalkers back for now.
HerO's gonna take. He's got that gold base again.
HerO should just take 1 more base, in my opinion.
Yeah, this gold is really nice.
Like, the gold is awesome. He should just chrono boost out probes like a madman. Because it's not like hendralisk can attack. hendralisk has like 11 Swarmos, that's it. Like, HerO is actually taking a surprisingly long amount of time to get himself in a good economic position again. which makes me believe a little bit more in the chances of hendralisk. Especially...
You really think hendralisk can grind this one out?
Yes! I believe again. Okay, now we see 3 probes at a time. Like, this is what HerO needed to do all along. If hendralisk gets a couple of abducts and then takes down one of the bases of HerO, then he has a chance
Yeah,
again.
hendralisk's hive is complete, huh?
Yeah. 4 Vipers.
That's one way to do it.
Hello, baby. Guess who's back? It's hendralisk.
He's gonna be pulling for days, man. There's no Twilight, by the way. Oh, wait, there is? Okay, so there's no Templar Archives. There's no chance for feedback. It's building a Stargate.
HerO has been spending most of his gas as well throughout the last few minutes. I don't know why I thought it was so funny. That's really immature by me.
It's all good.
It just sounded funny. I've never heard anyone put it like that. Like, you're not incorrect, it just sounds funny.
This game is funny. Look how many... Are you kidding me? Come on.
I think he wants him to leave. He's like, alright, GG. I'm gonna kill all your Vipers.
He's like, I'm definitely gonna get a scout now.
Like, HerO, like, you could actually use... You could actually use these...
I think HerO right now, he's got the +1 attack. Is he gonna get a fleet beacon and go carriers? Like, does he think he's that far ahead?
Well, I mean, he's pretty far ahead, because, like, no, actually, 44 probes. It's okay-ish. The problem for hendralisk is, Nate, that he has mined out his natural soon as well, so...
He is gonna go carriers. Well, maybe
or
Tempest.
Tempest, probably.
Yeah, Tempest.
That would make a lot more sense.
What a try hard.
Alright, so we have a 30-minute game where there has been a lot of action and then no action and a lot of action and then just no action. And hendralisk is just gonna do this like Cats and Destiny style, Snoot style. Well, not really Snoot style, but like this is really Cat style, just one base at a time. What is it? Firecake style. Just one base. You mine out this base and then eventually you relocate and you start mining this base. Now HerO does want to avoid hendralisk from getting this base. HerO's like, hey, it's all fun and games, but you get your natural again, that's more than enough. Blinkstalk's gonna try. Oh, good blinding cloud there. He saved all of his Vipers.
Yeah, that's nice.
The place.
And actually, all those hallucinations.
Yeah.
He could probably use a couple force fields to isolate this base.
Okay. Well, one Viper did go down, but then another blinding cloud. Really needs to get a couple of abducts going though.
Yeah, I agree.
More Swarmos on the way.
What a crazy game. Now he's getting Templar Archives as well. I want to see his fleet beacon's done. What's coming out of this? He's taking his opponent's gold base now too.
He's getting a big
Mothership.
The only thing that we didn't mention, Kappa. His commentary is as great as last night, Nate. We're about as accurate. Either way, +2 Blinkstalkers or +2 attack is now on the way for HerO as well. If we really want to, we can call it the 32-minute +2 attack timing with Storm and a big mothership core finishing up.
And the +1 mothership timing as well.
Yep. And of course, he's getting 3 more gateways now, Nate. I really like that. I really have no logical explanation for the fact, but I would like that.
I mean having production is nice.
Yeah, okay. He only has 5 gateways. So
is
he's
that
getting 3 more.
That's Warp Prism speed too now?
Get
all the tech.
This is Observer. No, you're right. Warp speed. Observer is blue. This one is teal. Alright, so HerO's army is obviously still stronger than the one of hendralisk, but if hendralisk can get a couple of abducts off, I start to believe again. However, if HerO lands a couple of feedbacks, then he's going to murder this army. Most of the Swarmos are out of position.
Yeah, the Viper's out of position too for a second there.
Like
now
hendralisk is really worried. Oh, he pulls the only one that's fake. So sad. Oh, hi Templar.
I should just hate buying knockoffs, Roddy.
Yeah, man. It's like, man, I got this Colossus the other day, he fell apart after one pull. I really expected him to live a little longer. They told me he's good for days. It happens, Nate.
HerO's actually taking almost every base in the southern map. This game.
Alright, so hendralisk is at 26 drones. You can almost say perfect one base saturation, and that is exactly what he's at.
He's been.
Yeah.
It's like when you look at the map, it's like 34 minutes in. Would you guys believe he's basically been one base this entire game?
You know, the good thing is about this game that this could theoretically be the longest game of all time, because they have been mining at such slow pace that it will take at least a solid hour and 30 minutes to actually mine out this map with the 26 workers and 33 probes that are on the map, with 26 drones and 33 probes, if we would like to be accurate. Now we have Observer Speed on the way. HerO's working on his tech score at the end of the game. Technology score, maximum level. 2 more robo facilities.
3 more robo facilities.
3 more.
Why not, honestly?
So let's make 4 Colossus at a time. But you know, if a Zerg player gets enough static defenses and gets enough swarm modes, at a certain point, it really doesn't matter how many Colossus you produce, you're not gonna break it. I'm not sure if hendralisk will ever reach that phase in the game, but if he was Cats, like I know Cats like El Capitan, he's like the perfect master in figuring out how many spores and spines, swarm modes and vipers you need to just never die against only Colossus. I would put my faith in El Capitan.
I like this tech snipe though. If there's one thing hendralisk has not been, it's a wealthy Zerg player.
Abduct. Oh, feedbacks. Got 1 Viper. 2 other Vipers are very low on HP. That was really sick. Sick response time there by HerO. Also by hendralisk. He saved. He tried to make the best of the scenario. Alright, so now HerO can actually attack after he just landed those feedbacks on the Vipers, Nate. Now there's no abducts for these Colossus.
Yeah, this is going to get really tricky. He can see now the laser beams are coming.
Yeah, not enough static defenses. Like, yes, the swarmos count is very high, 27. But with this mothership, with all the hallucinations, with storms, with feedbacks, with Colossus, I mean, swarmos are good, but they're not that good, right?
I mean, hallucinated cloaked Colossi actually look like they came straight from the rave.
They actually, yeah, man. They went to a color run. Have you ever participated in the color run?
I have not, but I've seen pictures and it looks accurate.
Yeah, man. They went to a color run. That's really good. These Colossus are so well aware of the environment, and once more, hendralisk knows that there is just no way he's going to be able to defeat this Protoss army. Kind of similar in game number 1, where he left despite still having a lot of forces out on the map, but it's just not going to cut it anymore. HerO too far ahead. Above all, I mean, the action slowed down a little bit, Nate, in the last few minutes of the game. But the fact that HerO survived that was phenomenal. Of course, if you want to be really critical, you can be like, well, it's really stupid that hendralisk just didn't scout that base in the left top side of the map. That's what someone in Twitch chat is saying right now. And I'll be like, yes, you're right. He should have scouted that. He should have sent a few Zerglings. For my part, they were slow Zerglings that would have still been able to get the job done. But I'm still really impressed that HerO was able to bring that game home.
Yeah, if he didn't get that base up, he's dead. Like, simple as that. And it's a clutch decision that you have to make. You gotta be like, well, if you're hendralisk, you think to yourself, maybe he wasn't able to get anything out of there. Although
I felt he saw the probes like being sent
like where are the probes gonna go?
Yeah, I guess he just thought like, all right, HerO doesn't want to send them to the right because my swarmos stay there, so he's just sending them to the left because he doesn't want them to die, and then maybe in a weird detour they're gonna make their way back to the main or something. But I was like, no, Henry, there was actually just a base there, and if hendralisk would have scouted that base, it could have been all different. Either way, hendralisk still a Zerg player that I really enjoy watching. He had a very difficult group. First match he had to go up against Tasia. Second match he had to go up against HerO. I don't think we can fault hendralisk at all for not making it out of this group. He made it to Premier League after defeating Soppy. That is impressive on its own. And I can't wait to see hendralisk participate in the Intel Extreme Masters in Canada. I do think he's going to have to play the open bracket, correct? Because he didn't qualify for the main event, or... am I missing something? No, Massa won the Canadian qualifier. And then we had Pold, Violet, and... Major from the American qualifier. So it is going to be open bracket for hendralisk, but I'm sure he will participate. And I actually think, you know, if Lady Luck is on his side, he might just be able to qualify for the main event. So good luck, hendralisk, in all your future endeavors. For now, we're going to head over to a very small commercial break. And after that, we'll be back with Liquid Tasia against Invictus Gaming's Ishigwa.